Hello and welcome to this video. My name is Laurie Egbert, Bright Training Specialist, and I'm going to be presenting to you this video. Sections of this playlist will include getting started with searching, adding your contacts, working with search results, all you need to know about saved searches, collaborating through emailing of listings, and financial features. Welcome to Getting Started with Searching. We're going to start out with showing you how to access useful resources. In the news drop-down, you're going to go into either articles and videos or your conversion information or power-up page. The power-up page is a really important location for you to bookmark and keep visiting. It has access to all of the most recent and pertinent details and information regarding your conversion. If we click on the Bright logo, it will always return us back to our Bright dashboard. From the Bright dashboard or anywhere else on Bright, we can also click the drop-down for support. Here you'll have access to searching help topics, the same list of topics used by our own staff, training, classes, and resources, as well as the ability to submit a case for assistance. There will also be times when logging in, you will be presented with a pop-up window. Don't be so quick to close that window. Take a moment to see what's new or important updates regarding systems and features that are important to you. If there is an urgent message, or perhaps we just need to communicate some sort of an update with the system, you may also find across the top above the menu notifications there as well. There's a lot that can be done with your Bright dashboard. Your office and association can post news right to the Bright dashboard. You can also go in to see the details and sort by all news, just office, or your association. We want to introduce to you two things here on the dashboard. At the bottom right, you're going to see Marketwatch widget. A Marketwatch is a high-level overview of what you determine to be your entire market. Once you customize using the gray gear icon the location and criteria you desire, this will tell you changes in whichever span of time you choose. For example, I can go to 3 days, and it will then update all of the listing changes under each of those statuses. Towards the top right, you're going to see hot sheets. Hot sheets are meant to be individual pieces of the larger market in which you watch. These can also be customized by using the gear icon. Widgets like Marketwatch and Hotsheet are also available and customizable directly from your My Dashboard, which is located under the Clients menu. To customize Marketwatches or Hotsheets, simply click the Customize link. And at this point, I have the ability to edit the criteria. You can see here that what I've done is changed this to be a hot sheet on all detached property in Frederick City, located in Frederick County, Maryland. Once I save that, it brings me back to managing my hot sheets where I can now rename that. I'll call it Residential Maryland Frederick City Detached and click Save. Once I'm done adding or modifying up to 10 hot sheets, I can click Done, and on my dashboard, I can see my residential new hot sheet. All I have to do is click on it, and it will give me all of the 62 listings that match for detached homes under all different change conditions. Clicking on the Bright logo returns you back to the Bright dashboard, where we're going to go ahead and outline the different property types for you. In the search menu, you will see here that we have a list of property types. Multiple property types allows you to search within one screen across multiple property types. For example, perhaps residential sale and multifamily. Let's work with residential sale property. You will notice down here towards the bottom left a list of new statuses. You can download the status cheat sheet online. We're going to look for active and coming soon property. Now, interacting with these fields is going to be a little bit new for some of you using a prior MLS. For example, if I check closed for a CMA, I no longer have to look for a separate closed status date field. Now I can come over here and either use the suggested 0 to 180 days, or I can use the range, the greater than, the less than, the plus, the minus. The system is smart enough to know that if I no longer want closed property, it will remove any of the time constraints that have been entered. Let's return to the area section towards the top. When using the Criteria tab, it's important to make sure that your geographical criteria is listed here first. And you always want to start with county. Starting with county ensures that your other fields you add don't have to look through the all of Bright territory, which includes 6 states and the district. That will definitely slow down your searches. You'll see that as I started typing Fred, anything that matches that appears on my window. All I have to do is either use the mouse to click the selection that I desire, or as I type, use the arrow keys and the Enter key on the keyboard to also select. Using the backspace on the keyboard will remove an entry, as will clicking the X to close out that entry. We're going to go ahead and search in Montgomery County, Maryland. With the selection of Montgomery County, Maryland, when I click on the pop-open icon for city, you will notice that it now gives me only the list of cities inside of that county. If I want to choose Chevy Chase and Damascus, I will want to use the Control or Command key depending on which system you're using. I simply then click OK to insert those multiple options. We're down to 168 matches, but before we move out of the area fields, I want to point out subdivision. Subdivision can be tricky because, based on historical data and how the agents previously used the advertised subdivision field, you could enter anything you wanted. And so now when you click to open that, you'll see some pretty creative responses entered previously by listing agents. Let's cancel that box. To make the subdivision field work, you're going to want to use your asterisk. You can put asterisk and then part of the subdivision ending with an asterisk and select to add that. You'll see that I now have 4 matching listings that have subdivision entered containing ROLL. There are a lot of other ways to use the asterisks. You'll see in front of every single field here a help icon. Simply click that help icon and you will be brought to the online support center where it will walk you through interacting with those fields. Let's remove subdivision so that we can continue with the 168 listings we have. Moving down the screen, we've already addressed the statuses, but let's look at price. I can come in here and use the same plus, minus, greater than, or ranges as we've always been able to use in Matrix. By using a range of 600 to 700,000, you'll see I have the thousandths place already accounted for with the check mark. I am down to 12 matches. So let's go ahead and keep with 600 plus. That brings us down to 107 from our original figure. Further down the window, further down the screen, you'll see that we have rooms. We can search for 3 or more bedrooms, and you'll notice that I not only have the ability to search for full or partial bedrooms, but I have the ability to search for total number of bedrooms. And if I know that I only want 3 bathrooms total, previously that might have taken 2 separate searches. But using the total bathrooms field, it knows now to look for all properties that could have 2 full, 1 partial, or 2 partial and 1 full. Much more efficient this way. You can still search for main level bedrooms, but you can also search for additional rooms that might exist in the home. If there is a family room identified by the listing agent, and that family room is in the lower level, now I'm going to get listings currently having the family room listed in the basement. You'll see that I do have 1 match currently. We're going to remove this and just make note that until all agents have gone in to update their listings, this may take a number of weeks once everyone onboards, these newer fields will not necessarily return as many results as they will, say, 2 months from now. The good news is this: you can always start with those fields, make sure that the listings that you are getting have the information that your buyer needs. And then if you do not see enough listings, start removing some of those newer fields. But keep in mind, this is an initiative for all of you watching this. If you have your own listings, the first day you have access to the system, be sure to go into your listings, update not just the required fields, but these additional not required fields. They will enhance the exposure of your own listings. Further down the screen, you will see we have ownership interest, exterior searchable fields like levels or stories, which are required and are extremely reliable to use. But we have parking, and parking has a number of different ways that you can interact with it. If, for example, your buyer wants parking but isn't really particular on anything except the fact that it just can't be parking lot, on-street, off-street, or off-site parking. Once I select everything using the Control or Command key that I want, I can select Not. And you'll notice that many of these fields have a not, and some of them also have an and. So let's go ahead and use our Control or Command key to unselect those items. If I have a client who wants a garage, they are not particular on the kind of garage that they want, so I'm going to select both. But they also want a driveway. I can come over here and use the and. That is going to require every listing to have either a driveway and a detached and a detached or attached. So you'll see that when I have just driveway parking, we go down to 3. If you are looking for a total number of spaces that include not just garage but all other parking, you can use the total garage and parking spaces field. So I'll do 2 or more. That brings us down to 8 listings. We do have a few more sections. There's the legal, where you'll find the HOA, the senior or condo co-op fields, as well as the in the city limits field, and the sale type, which is a really popular item for our appraisers. We have some items in others, such as pool or waterfront, and last but not least, the add remove additional fields. If I click on add remove, and I want to come over here and search for acceptable financing, I can do so, add it to my search fields, and now at the bottom of the screen I have acceptable financing searchable. Back at the top of our window, we have 3 separate tabs available. The Criteria tab is where we enter all of our criteria. When I click on the map, it gives you a visual of where the listings are that might match from those fields. Once you have the listings you want, you're ready to either right from here select your listings. You can use the button bar at the bottom to re-edit the criteria, or email and print the listings you've selected. The results window also gives you access to the same interaction that the map tab does. That covers the introduction to your Bright dashboard, the My dashboard, widgets like Marketwatch and Hot Sheets, as well as the introduction to how to search with Bright Matrix. We're going to go over in more detail the map search tab and results in one of the next playlist videos.